We ate McDonald's every day for lunch. Literally every day, because Toe loves the ice cream. And he used to always say the same thing. Every time he said, should we get the chocolate sundae? He asked me. I was like, what are you asking me for? You get it every time, man.
What the reason you think that make people love silly fools?
That's easy. I think, well, we can talk about the great lyrics and the wonderful production, of course. But, I mean, the production just made it stand the test of time.
Okay.
I'm very proud because people say to me, wow, it could have been recorded yesterday. That's a great compliment to me. It's like 20 years, you know?
Yes.
What a great compliment. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, those lyrics and the way it was done was so good that it touched people and continues to touch people. I've got people writing to me, 16, 17, 18-year-old people loving Silly Fools way before they were even born, you know, because they related to it, you see. And that's what I said to Toe. I said, because Toe used to get crazy about the writing the lyrics, and I said, so long as you're jing-jai, you know, so long as it's real, whatever it is you're doing, even if you're just talking about getting up and going for a walk, someone somewhere will relate to you, you know?
Yeah.
Just as long as it's real. Never do anything, and I guess, you know, maybe I crawled into his head a bit and said, you know, never do anything that's not real.
Yeah.
When it's not real, give up.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's say if you bring the Silly Fool album and let people like Brian May, Robin Gibb listen to it, do you think they love it?
They would love it.
Okay.
They would get it.
I
Absolutely.
mean, in the world standard.
No question. No question. A lot of the people, I can't name names, but a lot of the people that are that famous have heard Silly Fools, and they think it's great. And so, of course, I don't understand what it's about, but I get the feeling of it. I've got a lot of Farang friends who love it, you know. So, and it doesn't work when you do it in English. That's what's interesting.
Yeah, that's what I want to ask.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that Silly Fool make it in the world market?
See, they could. I've got to be careful how I answer this. Their skill is at world class. They're world class, right?
Okay.
But the thing that makes Silly Fools to me is the special lyrics and the way it's sung for me, right? Just like Nirvana.
Okay.
There would never be without Kurt Cobain singing like that about what he sings about, right?
Yeah.
And they're all skilled people, like Foo Fighters. I like Foo Fighters, but for me, I still love the Nirvana thing because it's the way that is with Bonzo. Just the whole way that it works.
You can't change
You
anything.
can't change any one of them.
Yeah.
Any one of them, you couldn't change it. Yeah.
And is there any chance for a Thai band with Thai lyrics to make it in the world market?
With Thai lyrics.
Thai lyrics, just like this.
I reckon you just Gangnam Style, right?
Yeah.
Because he did it with Korean lyrics.
Yeah,
No one knows
of
what the
course.
hell he's talking about
Okay.
in the rest of the world, you know? It's hard. I would never say never. I would never say never because, you know, if you label things, it's like the world's got small now with the internet. People don't actually even care where anything came from. There's that, where are they from? Nepal, I think, a metal band. They go, whoa.
Nepal.
Whoa.
Okay,
I can't remember what they're called now. But they play a form of metal with Tibetan language.
Ooh.
And Farangs are sharing with me and said, this is damn cool, you know. Because, you know, actually, it depends what genre. If it's rock and metal, A lot of people don't even know what Farangs are singing about.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
You know, they just mumble them, some lyric, you know.
Yeah.
Screamo, what the hell's that?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I would never say never. I think people are genuinely surprised when they hear. When I went to LA and after doing Hangman, and I presented Hangman to some companies in LA, and they thought they were absolutely brilliant. But I had an English version of one of the songs that Toe sang in English. He sounds like an American when he sings, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't the same. I can't put my finger on it. It wasn't the same magic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I see.
It's funny. I think lyrics and Toe are a really important part of what makes him him.
During my last interview with To, he mentioned that he started to question himself as an artist during the working on the album Juicy.
Right.
Did you notice anything?
Yeah.
Is anything changed around that time?
It was an accumulative thing.
Okay.
I mean, in the world, things changed, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean, when we were doing Bubble,
Okay.
back at More Music, what were we doing? I'm just trying to think. We were coming to the last stages. This is the recording of it, and 9/11 happened.
Oh.
While we were recording it,
Okay.
there and then.
Yeah.
Toe said, "Come look at this." We went to the TV room and Twin Towers, right? So we used to have. This doesn't mean anything, but I'll tell you anyway. We used to have the names for each song was a Chirlen, right? Because we didn't have any lyrics. So, for example, I think Jicha was called Disco 2000 or something.
Okay.
And Kitten was called Rang Love Pook. Rang.
Lang.
Because he had a girlfriend called Pookie. So it was called Rang Love Pook because he wrote
Lang
Kitten.
Love Book. Okay.
So, because I've got to tell the engineer, open the song Rang Love Pook.
Okay.
Because we had no lyrics. Right?
Yeah.
So we had a working title.
Okay.
And we didn't have a working title yet for Barbor.
Okay.
So we called it Bin Laden.
Because
as we were doing it, as we were recording it, 9/11 went off.
Okay.
Right? And I think in hindsight, the whole religious thing came to the fore at that time.
Yes.
When we were doing Juicy.
Yes.
You know. I'd spoken to Toe about I had a band called NASA that I produced. It was the first album I produced. And we had a song called Wild Ways on that album. And I talked to Toe about it. So we should do a track where the world's gone mad. You know, it's like there's too much technology that we're actually imploding. We're actually blowing ourselves. And so Barbor was originally going to be about that.
I see.
You know, because I needed some sort of motive as to how I was going to record it. You know, I said, let's make this about, you know, technology and crazy. And of course, the whole 9/11 thing happened, which is weird. But back to Toe, I think he was starting to question his. It's about Sasana, you know. He was starting to question what he was doing, and I was the main person he would talk to about it. We talked about it from that moment on, every day, all the time. He was saying about, because he's got to write the lyrics, right? But he doesn't feel like broken, that kind of on that. He's grown up. He didn't want to talk about, oh, I miss you and this and that. He wants to talk about the world, and so he started paralleling. So there's double meanings in. This is quite interesting. There were double meanings in all of his lyrics from that time.
Okay.
So sometimes when he's talking about that, it sounds like that, but it's not that. It's something else.
Okay.
And he found that stimulating.
Yeah.
So it got us to another album.
I see.
You know, because I said to him, you don't have to be direct about it. And he was doing that anyway. It's like, chocolate, Hangman. That's I think the overall point of it is don't judge a book by its cover, right?
Yes.
Chocolate looks horrible,
Yes.
but it tastes sweet,
Yes.
right? So I said, just parallel everything like that. But he was starting to get angry in the world of that, what was going on with the San Changwat and politics and all those sorts of things. And I think personally, Tao lost faith in what he was doing. He felt fake, and he's not fake. He's
I believe so.
Yeah. And good on him and everything. It's sad because I think when I watched your interview with him, what I felt was, and you kind of said it, was when Tao says he feels it's a sin about music. If everything is God's work, then why would he have made you a singer? And I agree. And I also think that he's wrong about the fans. They do love him.
Yes.
But of course, I see it from his point of view. He doesn't want to feel he's let anybody down, and he shouldn't do because it's his life, right? It's his life.
Yes.
But I don't think he wants to even go there and think about the people that do love him, because they do love him.
Yeah.
I know they do.
They still do.
They do, and it's not because I remember he said, "No, mate, when people." Me on about that, but you're wrong, Toe. You're wrong, mate. In my opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm glad, I'm happy for him. I'm glad that he found peace.
Yeah.
And he found his bliss.
And and he's still great in what he is doing now.
Yeah, of course. Listen, that guy will always succeed.
Yeah.
No question. He's a winner, Toe.
So, and eventually the band break up.
Yes.
So, in your opinion, what do you think the most important factor that make them separated?
Oh.
If you can.
I can tell you.
Yeah.
As I see it, or as I was told. Again, it's this whole religion thing, in the sense that music and alcohol.
I see.
And I know the whole story from both of them, from all of them. I know the whole story. And this is Tao, you see, when he gets something in his head, it's very hard to shift him. When he's got it, that's it. So I think his standpoint was, he was saying to the band, look, I'm just not going to play pubs. And the band were like, well, hang on, this is a democracy. You can't do that. You've got to ask us first. And then Toe's going to say, well, what are you going to do? If I don't play pubs? And they'll say, well, we'll get another singer. Because that's the logical. And he said, we'll get another singer then. And that's how it happened. It was almost an accident how it happened at his house. And they went, well, we will then. You know, how when you argue. And he went to pray and they left. And then they called him and said, look, come on, man. He said, no, that's it, you made your decision. And that's the truth of it. You know, but so if you want to take it back to the reason that happened, Tao said to me that he felt that he's supporting kids and people drinking alcohol by sheer virtue of making concerts.
Yes.
You know, I understand he didn't want to play pubs. I understand why there was the fight and everything. But I just don't want him to drive himself crazy thinking too much about this. You know, when what's most important is your life, your family, the people you love, right?
Okay.
That's the most important thing, you know.
So how do you feel when you know that the band is break up?
I was annoyed. I was annoyed because, and it's not really my right to be annoyed, but I feel I made that from there to there with a lot of sweat and a lot of work. I feel like I was part of the creation of something amazing. And my words to him, To, he came to tell me, I was actually launching a band called Burn. Do you remember Burn?
Burn. Yeah.
Played Zantiga.
Yeah.
Well, I produced a single for them.
Okay.
I was at the launch, and To very kindly showed up to give support. And he sat next to me watching my band. And he leant over and he said, I've just been fired. And I was like, again? And the way he was, because he was telling it to me in a dramatic way, my first words out of my mouth were, now I know why they're called silly fools. You know?
I see. Yeah.
So, I was annoyed. I was annoyed about it. And at first, it sounded like they fired him, but actually, I think he walked away. You know, in the final scenario. Either way, you know, and then Hangman, and then he walked away from that. So it's like he's killed two bands that I truly love, actually.
Yeah.
But Chamenta, you know, it's up to him, because Hangman could not go on without him either.
Yeah.
So, but you know, stuff happens.
If you can go back and fix it, do you think you can fix it? Do you think you can make them, you know, stay together?
I probably could have. I know it's a really weird thing to say. If I knew what was going to happen with that whole... It wasn't, you know, it wasn't even about Silly Fools, the breakup. It wasn't about them. It was about the situation that they're in. It was about what happens after you make an album. It's nothing to do with making the album. After you make an album, you go out and play gigs and promote it, right? And there's all the big, powerful guys muscle in, all the beer people, right? And the energy drink people, and you know, all the sponsorship and all that kind of business end. But I'm not being negative about that either, because that's what makes the business go round, right? All those sponsors. So it's such a shame. It's such a shame. But I kind of agree with To in the sense that there's plenty of sponsors out there without being alcohol sponsors if you want to do that. You just need a good manager to kind of sort it out. And you also need to be less bombastic and say to your band, listen, this is really hurting me. I really don't want to play pubs. Here's a formula where we can all be happy. That's what I would have made them do. That's what I would have made them do. That's what they should have done. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
It's you. You're the main part. So, and then you work with the Hangman project.
Yeah.
What are different working with Hangman and Silly Fools?
Completely different, of course. Different people.
Of course.
The obvious thing, the first thing is, there was no band. When we started, it was me and To in the studio. Isn't that weird? I mean, day one of an album recording, there's no band. There's just To with some demos and me. And the idea was we would audition people to be in the band as we recorded the album. How nuts is that? That's like nuts. But we did it. It worked.
Last time I talked with To, and there one thing that everybody wants to know is about the second album demo of Hangman. How can we find it? How can we, you know, listen to it?
You started a thing there with that in that interview. Oh my God, my fan club. And the Hangman fans, they just don't leave me alone about it. And I've had it all done in Thai for me. I keep putting it up and explaining. Okay. First of all, the only demos that, so when we did Hangman 1, the demos that To and I started working on in earnest in the studio were the songs that To had written for Silly Fools, right? As I said to you earlier on in the interview, everyone goes away, they all write their own songs, we come back. The demos. So the demos that Silly Fools had, that ended up being their first. And the demos that To had was the first things for Hangman, you see.
Okay.
So that being the process, right? For Hangman 2, first of all, Grammy said there's going to be no more albums. It's all singles only.
Okay.
Which is half the reason why I shipped off. I went to LA,
Okay.
and then I went back to England for a while because, as a producer, I can't just do singles. You know, I can't live on that.
Yeah.
You know, when you do an album, you're in for the duration and you can survive.
Yes.
But so I said to Toe, I said, listen, I think I've got to gonna have to. He said, yeah, nothing's going on here. It's dead here. Blah blah blah. And then I tried to pitch the band in America, and then I got a call, and I said, Toe said, oh, we're thinking of doing another album. I said, oh, you can do albums. Yeah, we can because we're big. I said, oh, okay.
Okay.
So I said, well, we'd always talked about them coming to England, Rockfield, which is a very famous studio, right?
Yes.
So I can get you a really good deal at Rockfield, and what we'll do is we'll get Grammy to come, make a film of you recording in the same place. Bohemian Rhapsody was recorded.
Whoa.
I mean, you know, like the walls are like, you know, covered in history, those walls.
Yeah.
So that would be a nice thing. And it's not going to cost too much money, just flights and come over. And it's a residential studio. So we went down the whole road of planning that and doing that, and the Grammy said no, or somebody said no. So we're going backwards and forwards. He said, no, you're going to have to come back here. I said, well, I can't. I've just moved to England with my family. My child was like 4 or 5, just going into school. I've just got here, set everything up. And so we were going backwards and forwards about maybe he'll come over or maybe I'll, and all of this stuff. And in the end, he said, no, you've got to come here. And I said, well, I can come there for the vocals and for the mix, and then I'll come back, which is 2 weeks to 1 month. And of course, because of the way me and Toe work together, that's not good. He wanted me for 4 months to do the same thing. He writes the thing while I change the track and give him, and then change his melodies a bit. The way we work together, it's a 4-month thing. I said, I can't do that. I really can't come back and do that. So we fell out over that. Okay. We didn't speak for about 8 years.
Okay.
We completely fell out about it. So Hangman 2, that Nid song was, I think, what Gia wrote it, I think. And I had nothing to do with it. So I don't know if Toe said that they actually recorded stuff and then they deleted it. Did he really?
Yes, he said that he record it.
Right.
ทั้งหมดเลยเปล่าวะจำได้ป่ะ Hangman
ยังไม่ได้อัดเสียง
อ๋อยังไม่ได้อัดเสียงแต่มีเดโมแล้ว
ใช่10 เพลงเหรอ
มีครบ10 เพลงแล้วหรือเปล่าจำได้ป่ะ
ไม่ทราบ
จำไม่ได้คือยังไม่ได้อัดแต่ว่าแต่งไว้แล้ว
ครับ
so there is no demo
No.
okay that's why ดังนั้นไม่ต้องถามกันอีกแล้วนะครับ
And even Chai, and even, you know, even Hangman 1,
Okay.
I never had the demos from him in my hand.
Okay.
We transferred it straight to More Music. And then I started to dissect the demos.
Okay.
So it's not like I had a demo and I went home and listened to this. Oh, this is the new Hangman demo.
Okay.
Never, not even with City Falls. I never had a demo
Okay.
from City Falls. We just recorded it.
There are no demo.
There is no Hangman 2 album. Please.
Stop asking him. Now you're working with Dragon Attack.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, why start working with Thai bands again after like many years?
Yeah. Well,
English?
I was in England. I took my son back to educate him in England and do college and stuff.
Yes.
And have a bit of a hiatus, a bit of a, you know, find myself a little bit, and, you know, and it was very good for me spiritually. And I wrote a book. I learned to become a hypnotherapist as well. I'm very interested in the mind.
Oh.
Meditation and all that. I'll tell you about that later. But I meditate every day.
Okay.
And I wake up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and all this kind of thing. But that's what I did across those 5 years.
Okay.
And I thought I'd hung up my headphones. I thought I'd kind of retired. And then my Facebook page took off.
Okay.
People kept saying, "Oh, discovering me," and saying, "Oh, you're the producer of Silly Fools and everything." And I realised that happens in the world. It happens, 17-year-old buys his first guitar, discovers Led Zeppelin 30 years later. And I think that sort of thing started happening, and I started to get the taste to go back and do it all again because, and do you know what? This is absolutely true, right?
Okay.
I was watching your interview with Doe. Right?
Yeah, and you messaged me.
And I messaged you because, but you asked him, you said to him, I understand about 80% of what's being said, but you said something like, he couldn't believe that there's not been a band since Silly Fools as good as Silly Fools.
Yes.
And his face was like, really? And it struck me, I just thought, yeah, really? Come on, Thailand. You're all stuck in this. I mean, it's lovely that you all love Silly Fools and it's very gracious and wonderful body slam and potato and all these things. But life goes on and music goes on. Yes. And I've always had the greatest faith in Thai people and Thai musicians. When I first got here, they're kind of my manjai doing, They're kind of like, oh, Western music. I'm like, get it out of here. You're a musician. It's great what you do. Are you mad? I used to say to them, I come and jai a lot, And I'm doing it. I thought, I'm going to do it again because in Thailand, they seem stuck in kind of like looking back too far, looking back. And I thought, before I hang my headphones up, I'm going to try and do it one more time. I remember I told you, and I made the video, come on Thailand, send me all your bands. And I thought, what am I doing? Oh my God, the amount of inboxes I get of people sending me stuff is no joke. But I listened to it all.
Whoa. How many bands did you have to listen to?
I can't even tell you how many, so many, every single day.
I see.
Every single day.
Okay.
From the good, the bad and the ugly.
Yeah.
But I try to high come lang jai everybody and say, I use my Google Translate and, I just, and I try to explain, it's good, you're not there yet, some people really have no clue.
I see.
They I don't know what they're hearing, but, I think we've got a long way to go, buddy. But it's nice that they're making an effort and people are enjoying themselves making music. So anyway, back onto the point. So I thought, what? It turned me on to think, just let's do it again. Can you imagine? This is what I thought. I thought, how cheeky am I? Can you even imagine if I actually did it again? If I literally made another great rock band or a few great rock bands that just changed the face of music. The nicest thing that Grammy ever said to me, I don't mean the building, there's about 5 seniors at Grammy. We were at that You Are the One party or something. Do you remember that when it was for the producers? Yeah. And they each came up to me and said, you've changed the face of Thai rock. But what an accolade. Isn't that an amazing thing? I mean, I'm not showing off. I mean, it's absolutely, they're saying you absolutely changed the face of...
Yes,
what an amazing thing to go to. It's not even my country, to be welcomed here so warmly, and to thrive like I've done. It's just an amazing thing. So I owe it to the Thai people. This is what I believe. I owe it to give it back again, and that's why I'm back.
So why Dragon Attack? Why not other band?
Well, there are other bands. What I did was to make a start. I had a competition because I needed to up the ante because people are like, "Am I good enough?" Or is this, So I needed to show what I want. So I thought I'll do this kind of like competition style, X Factor style, but not really. It's the whole idea is to just give me a choice because I thought there must be. I'm not looking for dough, but I'm looking for someone who's super talented. There must be someone out there, and there are.
Yes.
And there are, and I found a whole bunch of singers that I really want to work with, and a lot of them. They just need encouragement. They just need someone like me to say, you can make it.
Yeah.
You know, and they believe, this is the great thing, they believe, because of my track record, that they literally do have a chance now. So I'm not going to let that go. Okay. So, yes, there's Dragon Attack. I love every member of that band. They're all... First criteria was I need great musicians.
Okay.
They're top shelf musicians. They're great musicians. They all get on well. They all have a sense of humour. The singer looks great, Alif, and he is... he used to be in Parata.
Yes.
That's not why I chose him. Literally, it's quite by accident. Let me just quickly tell you how that happened. I saw some people always send me covers of City Fools, good ones, and someone sent me a Parata doing Carecon.
Okay.
And I thought it was great, and I thought the video was great. This guy was covered in this luminous paint and stuff, and then it made me think. I thought to myself, that's my song. I'm going to do a 2020 version of it. So I recorded a brand new version of Carecon at home.
Okay.
I got Gay, Hangman to play the guitars for me, and so on and so forth. And we did it, and I did it with this girl called Anna, who sings City Fools covers beautifully. And I did it with her first. And then I thought, I'm going to use this to as a backing track, because it's mine.
Yes.
And I'm going to have people come and sing Carecon. And I'm going to make a competition, and I'll let my fan club, I've got like 79,000 followers now on there, let my fan club vote for their favourite one, right?
Yeah.
Just like that. So there's about 12 to 16 singers, I can't remember now, and I put it all together, put it up, and Alif won the vote. I had my eye on someone else for quite a long time, and then Alif came along and just went poof. And I didn't know he was ex-Parata, because in the music video of Carecon, you can't see his face, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of weird, isn't it? That it's when me seeing that video, inspired me to redo it, to inspire me to have the competition. That he got the gig.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That's really weird. It's a universe, I guess.
Yeah. Do you believe in destiny?
Yes, I do. But
Maybe.
I believe in, like I said to you before, what we think about most we get. You know. So that's Dragon Attack.
Okay.
We're 4 songs away from finishing an album. I want to release an album with them.
Oh.
Very soon. Very soon. Well, we're in March now. I don't know when this is going out.
Okay.
We've got the next single,
Cartoter, okay.
coming out, and then
with the acoustic
yeah,
4 mic.
yeah, and then we've got another couple of what I would consider hits, and then 4 more songs.
Okay.
And I think this is going to be good. And there are other artists, by the way. I just want to mention.
Okay,
I've got a band called. I've got a duo at the moment, but they are a band called If You Jump, I Jump.
That's the name of the band.
Yes.
In English or
yes, no, in English. If You Jump, I Jump. They are cyber punky kind of. It's very hard to label them, but it's a female singer with a great voice.
Okay.
And it's Eka Lakma. The reason I've signed it is because there's nothing like that here. Absolutely nothing like that here. And I like that.
Okay.
And then I've got Sam from The Voice. You know Sam?
I'm not sure.
Sam, yeah, he did Stage Fighter and The Voice.
Okay.
He's a big guy.
I see.
And he's got I think he's got one of the greatest voices. What a voice, this guy. So there's that, and I've got another 3. So I've got 6 artists.
And so you start a new label yourself?
Yes.
You invest in it yourself?
I've invested thus far. Now I've got new investors
Okay.
involved to make it proper. Actually, our office is right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's not ready yet. But yeah.
Okay, cool.
But so I mean, a lot of it will be under the Monster Mix of Music label, which is my label.
Okay.
But there'll be other labels for other genres. I'm going to do other genres. I'm doing hip hop, doing Luk Tung,
Oh, you do look too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I mix. I actually. Do you know what? I really, really like it. I know that sounds funny, because it's not. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that in the world. It's real Thai.
Yeah.
And the way they sing, the
Okay.
way they sing's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Especially the Isan
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when they. I just get mesmerised by it. I just go, how do you do that? So I'm excited to do. I don't know what the next 10 years of doing different music. Probably won't produce it. I'll probably mix it and overlook it. And the hip hop R&B, I'll probably let my son take care of that because that's his thing.
Wow.
And he's programming now in Ableton. He's amazing, my son.
Great.
So, and I'll stick with the rock because that's what I know.
Okay.
But I really, it's music.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do it.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Very
Cool.
exciting.
You have a chance to work with one of the greatest rock band of Thailand, Lasso.
Lasso, yes.
Yeah. So tell us about working with Lasso.
Yeah, well, because of course they were in more music with Silly
Yes.
Fools,
Yes.
and I think they were interested to experiment with a new sound
Okay.
for them. So it was the album Rock and Roll album,
Yes.
and it was good fun. Very, Sake is a genius guy
Yes.
and knows what he wants. So I wasn't producer per se for that album. They called me sound designer,
Okay.
which is pretty much almost producer. But of course, no one's going to tell Sake what to do. He's it's his thing. So,
Yeah.
but it was very good fun and very different, and an honor, of course, because they're such a big band. You know, but they were good friends of mine already.
Yes.
So that's always really important, that part.
Yes.
The
Yes.
friendship and happiness, and
Yes.
being comfortable,
Yes.
in a studio.
What the difference between working with Seg and working with, let's say, guitarists like Ton? I'm
Like
sorry.
Ton, yeah. Well, first of all, everyone's completely different.
Yeah.
Everyone's
yeah.
completely, and well, the first obvious difference is Sake is a songwriting
Okay.
musician, and there's a big difference.
Yes.
A big difference. Usually, a songwriting musician knows when to play and when to not play, for the sake of the song. Sake's kind of an old style, kind of like the whole Jimi Hendrix thing.
Yeah.
So he kind of accompanies himself with lead guitar. There's a lot of lead guitar going on, right?
Yeah.
And so this was what I found the biggest challenge. I always talk in sound design with everybody, and when I picture the guitars on the track, I'm picturing where in stereo everything is, where everything fits.
Yes.
Is something double? Is it not double? Is it single? I do it with vocals. I do it with everything. If you listen to Toe's vocals, there's a science to it. The multiple tracks going in all different directions. That's my style, right? So when I'm thrown into a situation with someone like Sake, and there's only one Sake, he's just a unique person.
Yeah.
And a very good friend, of mine. He befriended me straight away when I got to Thailand. Took me around on my first night, showing me around and stuff. Yeah, he was very good to me. Took me out on my birthday.
Oh.
So, but anyway, and I think he was I think he thought I was going to work with him first, but I ended up working with Silly Fools first.
Okay.
Which is kind of like a rival band, even though they're on the same label.
Yeah.
He's always asking me, how many have they sold? He was always asking me.
Yeah.
Because they were like the new kids on the block, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because Lasso were massive
Yes.
at that time.
Yeah.
But back to working with Sake, it was it's hard for me in the sense that I'd say, okay, Sake, let's do the rhythm guitars now, or whatever. And we're talking the same language, and it's all good. And then he would suddenly, in the middle of doing the rhythm guitars, he'd just break off into a guitar solo and something, and it would be really good. And so you want to keep it. So, and he'd say, no, give me another track. And then he'd play almost the same thing,
but not quite the same thing. Which means if it's not quite the same thing, I can't put it on the other side of stereo.
Yeah.
It's got to live somewhere on its own now. So in the end, I remember exactly the number. I think I had 11 tracks of guitar when we set out to do some of the guitar parts. Because again, sorry to digress, but he thinks in a live way. So he doesn't track like me, like multiple guitar tracks. He just plays what's in his heart, which is great.
Yeah.
But it's a challenge for me. So in the end, I just cut all of his guitars up and put them in the similar proximity to what they were doing. I just got some kind of a picture for myself to mix it.
Yeah.
And I think Seg would tell you himself, he tells people that he loves the guitar sound on the album. Yeah, he goes as far as to say it's his best sound. I don't know. I think I heard somebody say that. But and he always points to there's an acoustic guitar solo that he just it's just an acoustic with reverb on it basically. But he always swears it's the best sound he's ever got, which is lovely. So at least they're happy. Got to keep the client happy.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
ดังนั้นน่าจะต้องไปฟังอัลบั้ม Rock and Roll กันอีกสักรอบหนึ่งแล้วก็เทียบกับอัลบั้มอื่นของ Lasso ดูว่ากีตาร์ซาวด์ความจริงซาวด์โดยรวมของเพลงต่างกันอย่างไรถ้าต่างกันไม่ว่าจะดีหรือร้ายก็โทษคนนี้
Also different food.
Oh really?
Yeah, you know, it's a funny thing about because we spend so much time in studios, right?
Okay.
So it starts to become, after a while, it starts to become about what we're having for dinner, right?
Yeah.
And so as you go from band to band, like where I worked with Blackhead. Blackhead tend to have a nice spread of like fishy things.
Oh really?
You know, like blamug and like nice, interesting, dippy things.
Yeah.
And Lasso, it's all like proper Isan food, you know. And they love to introduce. Oh, Simon, have you ever had this? I'm like, no. And it's like black soup thing, or something. Some of the food looks like you don't want to put it in your mouth, you know.
Yeah.
But of course, I'm Breng Jai, you know, and I want to try it too.
Yeah. Is it good?
Some of it is good.
Okay.
Some of it's good because I'm used to spicy food.
I see.
You know,
I see. Have you tried pala? You know pala? Yeah. You like it? You can have like a smelly cheese, you know.
I know,
it's the same thing.
I know. I do find it hard to get past the smell, but same with durian, you know.
I see. Okay.
But you're absolutely right. I eat the stinkiest cheese. The more stinky it is, the more it hurts your gums.
Yeah.
Because it almost burns. Yeah. It's so stinky. So it's the same with fries.
That Lasso is Isan food, and then how about Silly Fools?
Silly Fools is Western food.
Pizza and everything.
Pizza and all that kind of thing. We ate McDonald's every day for lunch. Literally every day because Toe loves the ice cream. And he used to always say the same thing every time. He said, should we get the chocolate sundae? He asked me. I was like, what are you asking me for? You get it every time, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nowadays, many bands produce themselves.
Yes.
Especially in Thailand.
Yeah.
So that means the role of a producer would be less and less important, or not? And what do you think about that?
Well, first of all, it depends what genre.
Okay.
Right? But, yes, I mean, look, like I said, production is half of it is know-how, right? And which everybody can learn. That's something you can learn, right?
Yes.
But the other side of it, the direction and that's a creative thing.
Yeah.
You know, so it's very hard when we talk about the word production, because people think it's literally the sound. It's literally, so I would be a famous band if I had a good producer, but it's not. There are so many elements that make it hit, so many different things that make it hit. I could list them all for you if you like, you know. But so if someone is like me or something and they produce themselves, of course, you know. So the role of a separate producer is less and less. But what I would say is, if you have a collaborator, you see, the thing is, some people need, even me, I can't produce myself, for example. I need a producer to collaborate with to bounce my ideas off because I'm my manjai about is that a good idea? Is that someone might say that's an astonishing idea, or they might say that's stupid, but I'll never know until
a second opinion.
You need a second opinion, I think. But it always helps.
Yeah.
Because like one of the guitarists from Dragon Attack, I forgot my own band. One of the guitarists from Dragon Attack was surprised. He said, "Oh, you've hardly changed anything about this song, but this song you've changed a lot." I was like, "Because it didn't need changing, you know."
Yeah.
But they think the process is it must change. No, it mustn't. It doesn't have to. That's the point. It's just subjective, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I need you to sell Dragon Attack to the audience. What is the special about Dragon Attack?
The special thing about them is they are like Queen in the sense of each song is totally different. Just when you think you know what they sound like, you're wrong. You know, someone said to me, one of the fans said, "Oh, you've got two guitarists in the band and they don't even play solos. Leon doesn't have a solo in it. Next song, there's two solos." It's not as simple as or as basic as that. Each song is completely different. To me, that's a unique selling point. So there's nothing boring. They are brilliant live. I just put a thing up on my Facebook I just did a live rehearsal, just put them through the mixer. It was astonishing. They sound just like the track, exactly. And I think they're a lot of fun. So that's how, that's how I would sell it to Thailand in the sense of this is what you've been asking me for.
Okay.
So you asked for it, this is what you got. You know? Plus these other things. You want something different and interesting. And the great thing about Thailand is it's a live concert place.
Okay.
You know.
Do you think so?
I do think so. I mean, England is, I used to play in the Marquee Club and some of the classic places. It's gone. All these things have gone now, Everyone's
really?
sitting at home on their fat ass watching TV or watching stuff on the internet. Get outside and go to an open, big mountain festival, for goodness sake. I mean, there's nothing like it.
You got Glastonbury and many things.
Well, we do, we do. Pre-COVID, of course, stupid thing. But that's what makes rock survive in my country. Because people who would normally go raving and dancing love to go to a rock show too. I love that now. It used to be more fashion conscious driven. Now it's more open,
But let's talk about it because I think nowadays rock is not that big like it used to be. Here or maybe in other
but it's coming back.
In the world. Do you think so?
Well, why will AC/DC of all bands release a new album? Foo Fighters released a new album. The guy from Blink-182, the drummer of Blink-182, is showing up on everyone's records again. I think rock will never die.
Okay. What about the new band? Because all the bands that you just mentioned are all the
but I mean, I don't understand why if rock is why would they do that? They don't need it. They're driving like gold-plated Mercedes already. Why would they need it? It's because it's still alive. That's what I mean. It's still there's still a hunger for it, right? So for the new bands, it just there's you can't predict what's going to happen, but there'll be I can predict this. There'll be a whole new era of rock.
I think
Thai
so.
bands.
I think so.
For sure.
I believe
You'll be doing Big Mountain for the next 20 years, man. You need more stages.
I believe so. I think it's coming back.
It is.
I think it's coming back.
Because you know why? It's sanukmak. It's fun. It's a whole experience, and the fact that you can hold. This is why I'm bringing back albums. Is because people want to hold something in their hand. Spotify and all that's great and everything, but it's so. I mean, when people were watching my music video, we're spoilt here for music videos. They cost a lot of bloody money. And people just go, "Oh, that's good. Click. This is another one. Oh, there's another one. Oh, it's just too easy." Whereas a live concert, you know, you've got to get up, you've got to go there.
Yeah.
It's a whole experience. You remember what happened. You eat a hot dog. You know,
Yeah.
there's a whole social side to it. You know, and so I'm very not even hopeful. I know it's going to happen, and I know it's happening. You know, I can tell just by the YouTube views. You know that okay, mostly the rock things are quite depressed and low, but it won't always be like that. But I don't care about YouTube. I don't care. I love it. My son swears by it, and I watch YouTube. I don't even watch TV. I watch YouTube the whole time. But it's not just about that. It's about the life and the experience. And see, the other thing that excites me most about this year coming is I want to stand on the side of the stage of Dragon Attack and my other bands and watch people going crazy, just like I did with Silly Fools and all the other bands that I produced. You know, that's what I wanted. That's the part, that's the moment I absolutely love. You know, Pattaya Festival was like 200,000 people all on the beach and everything. And I was standing at the side of the stage and Silly Fools went into Plain Knee, Gilgut Kwamrak, which was my idea to do it like that. Dong, 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 dong. And I said, it's a jumper, boys. Yeah. It's a jumper. And then, what do you mean? I said, the fans are going to just jump when they come to the hook. And when they did, the whole of the Pattaya crowd going, whop, whop, jumping. Each one of the band looked at me at the side of the stage and went, as if to say, you were right. But I can't tell you the feeling. You sound like being a proud father.
Yeah.
On graduation day or something.
Yeah.
I am addicted to that. And occasionally popping out on stage and playing a little bit and waving at people. But
yeah, let's bring it back.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So the last two questions. The first one is, with all the time you working with Silly Fools, it's one of the greatest band in Thailand. So, what is the main lesson that you have working with them? The most important lesson
that I learned for myself.
Learning from working with them. Yeah.
Oh.
For yourself. Yeah.
I need to think about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Well, because you see, the whole process was a learning curve for me personally.
Yes. Okay.
On two levels. One, I'm a Farang, and I'm in Thailand learning the language, the culture,
yes,
and the whole Greng Chai thing, and you know, because it's different.
Yeah.
You can't come all this far east and expect things to be the same because they're not.
Yes.
And just when you think you know, you're wrong.
Yeah.
But a beautiful journey. But so for me, so I have a lot of things I learned.
Yeah.
A lot of things I learned. But I guess the one thing that I learned was keep it fun and cherish it, because before you know it, it's gone.
I see.
The whole Silly Fools story, that's what I would say. In a blink of an eye, it's over, and it's just a memory, you know.
Yes.
So when you're in it,
Yeah.
give it love, you know, because that's the best time of your life.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about the most important lesson for all your life? I mean, all.
Oh, just a small question there.
Yeah.
ทำวันนี้ดีที่สุด
Okay. Great.
That's it. ทำดีได้ดี
Whoa.
All of those things. Yeah, it's very true.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
just do the best that you can. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. I don't mean to sound emotional, but it's true.
Yeah. Of course.
You know, that's the most important thing. And don't hurt anybody. You which is the way. It's the way. Just try not to affect or hurt anybody, and just go about your way and do it. But but that says it. Thai, see, I love Thai because Thai, you can say something like that and people get it and they understand. ทำวันนี้ดีที่สุดแค่นี้แค่นั้น That's it.
Welcome back to Thailand.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณมากนะครับสำหรับวันนี้ครับ Oh, you got the.
I got a present for you.
Yeah. I need that. And it come with a very good story, I think.
Do you have a Sharpie?
มีที่ปากกาสำหรับแบบเซ็นอะไรอย่างนี้ So tell me about your present to me.
Okay, well, this is a lot of people know, but some people don't know.
Okay.
I'm 56 this March.
Okay.
So in 1976, I used to be a child actor.
Okay, you can. Okay.
I used to be a child actor, so I used to do all sorts of things, and I got the job to be in Star Wars.
Episode 4,
Yeah, A New Hope.
A New Hope.
Yeah, which
Wow.
is the first one, and that's me. There's Luke Skywalker, that's Obi-Wan Kenobi, that's me, and that's a close-up of me. You'd never know it was me, but I actually do attend Comic-Cons. They ask me, they invite me
Oh, really?
to sign autographs, yeah. So, and I sit there all day doing that with other people from Star Wars. And
How come you know, get involved in this production?
so what, Star Wars?
Yeah.
Oh, I was a child actor, and so I went to
you're
stage school.
shy. Okay.
I was in a lot of things, and whenever they needed
Yeah.
children, and there was just three children, three of us, and this was
Cool.
filmed. These were the scenes that were filmed in England, Elstree Studios,
Yes.
Cantina.
Cantina. Yeah.
I was in 3 scenes.
So
I know you like Star Wars.
Yes, of course.
So I'm going to sign this.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been an interesting life.
Yeah. This is like wow. It's really cool. And can you just tell me a little bit about working in
Yeah, of course I
Star
can.
Wars?
Let me just have a little some drink.
Yeah. How was it?
Well,
Because I know that during the shooting, nobody know that it's gonna be big, right?
no, it looked like exactly.
Yeah.
To me, it looked like
Yeah.
it looked like a BBC play. because I can see all the polystyrene and wobbly set,
Yeah.
But you don't see that. But this is actually built. They built this cantina.
Yeah.
Day one of my first day on Star Wars was this scene.
Uh-huh.
And I walked in there, and I used to, because I told you I was a drummer when I was 9,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I used to play the cabaret circuit, and I used to bump into these midget guys all the time. They'd be on the same show as us, and they were called the Minitones, right? And they were a comedy act, and one used to play a xylophone, and the whole joke was they were both midgets, but one was really small, and one was really big. So the bigger midget would joke about the little one and say little jokes about it. And say, do you know how small you are? Which is quite a funny joke.
Yeah.
And it was Jack and Kenny. And so when I walked in on day one, I heard a little voice go, "Hello, Simon." And I looked over and Jack was standing on the bar.
Oh.
And he went, "Kenny's here." And then the lid of R2D2 popped open and it's Kenny Baker.
Oh.
And he went, "Hello, Simon." It was just so surreal. There's all these monsters everywhere.
Yeah.
I went, "Hi guys, what are you doing here?" "Oh, we're in the movie." That was literally my first day. I knew R2D2
Wow.
from when I was a kid, and so my first scene was where Han Solo shoots.
Shoot that guy.
I
Yeah.
forgot his name now. Under the table.
Yeah, I can't remember.
And I'm the
Also.
Java that goes. "Blah." there's a shot.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch
When
it
you watch
again.
it, it happens, and you'll see one go react.
Yeah.
And then in this, not that scene, I've got another scene where there's Obi-Wan Kenobi is following Luke Skywalker back to the Millennium Falcon.
โอเคฮะ ดู Star Wars Episode 4 นะฮะ ฉากที่ฮันโซโลยิงคนที่มานั่งคุยด้วยในบาร์เนี่ยนะครับ พอยิงป้างเขาจะตัดภาพไปที่ตัวนี้ใช่ไหม This is this one
That's
right
the shot, yeah.
นี่คือไซมอนตอนอายุ 11 ขวบ ว้าวไม่น่าเชื่อครับผมนั่งอยู่ข้างๆนักแสดงจาก Star Wars ครับ Can I have your autograph?
Oh yes,
please?
sir. Of course you can. A-N-H.
ว้าวผมมีลายเซ็น ดาราจาก Star Wars ครับ so another one
Yeah.
please.
How about Ted?
Yeah. Thank you.